Hi there, this is a piece of audio content that is only available in full over at patreon.com/ElwoodCityLimits. We wanted to give you a little bit of a preview to show you what you might be missing out on. You can join us for as little as $1 under the pay what you want model at patreon.com/ElwoodCityLimits and get access to over dozens of hours of content, including every episode of For the Kids, a PBS Kids podcast. We appreciate you listening, whether you're a patron or whether you're listening on the free feed. You're under no obligation to join, and thank you very much for checking out this preview. But if you'd like to know what these episodes and extra content sounds like, here's a little bit of a sneak peek. But this is where it first hit me, and I read this either in Rev's notes or on the Wikipedia. Like, the editing in this is bananas. Like, it's almost tiring to watch.
The Wikipedia page describes it as MTV-style pacing, rapid-fire MTV-style pacing. I think a more apt description, and I wonder if you'll agree with me, Will, would be, dare I say, YouTube poop-style editing at some points, where, I know what it means by, 90s in-your-face MTV, we got a handheld camera, and then there's, a DV fisheye camera, and we're cutting between the two, and we're fast-talking, and this, that, and the other thing. But sometimes Bill Nye goes, one step further, and it's, just showing the same clip over and over again sped up for humor. Like YouTube poop style. And this happens multiple times throughout the episode. And the thing I could think of, the way it mixes media, the way it's edited and put together, it just reminds me of Mama Luigi, that kind of stuff.
It's really funny that you mention that, because when you look in certain places, and mainly I mean in the 1990s into the 2000s, the YouTube poop format, and speaking as someone who loves the YouTube poop format, it didn't come from nowhere. And there were a lot of shows that were doing this sort of thing. And I don't think you're off base. I just kind of didn't think of that myself. I think that's a very good observation.
The difference here lies in that, YouTube poops came out of people having access to Windows Movie Maker. Editing software, video editing software, all of a sudden, instead of being something that only professionals had access to, became something that everybody had access to. And of course, people used it for stupidity. And they were, at this time, this is an era where video editing software is literally only available to professionals.
Yes.
And so I think what's remarkable about YouTube poop style humor appearing here is that it's not coming from people on the internet messing around. It's coming from people who it's their job to edit, and they're coming to the exact same conclusions as the people messing around, which is that making something sped up and then repeating it over and over again equals funny.
And I think that's the best way to relate what the MTV style is, because I feel like we have so far past that the MTV style eventually became style, and now it's out of style, just by the way that time works, essentially. But that's what we mean by MTV style. I kind of wrote down that the editing in this is there's a lot of quick cuts. There's constant sound effects in the mix, for everything. There's no lingering on a shot. There's so many, like I said, quick cuts. There's a lot of use of stock clips from the 1950s for either weird effect, or sometimes they use them for skits. There's a lot, like you said, separate takes that are stitched together. Here's Bill talking normally. Here's one of his mouth really close up, and it's clearly him doing two takes of the same line. It's if you're not ready for it, when I said it was tiring, I didn't mean that in oh God, this sucks. It's no, I'm I have to take a break and breathe. I'm just I'm not used to that much unfiltered editing especially in a PBS Kids program. Very ahead of its time. And I think you made some great points, Lucas. Okay, that's going to do it for now. But we will see you next time on Elwood City Limits, or at patreon.com/ElwoodCityLimits if you decide to join us. Thank you very much, and have a great week.